So this week, this Sunday, we have Packers versus Cowboys at Lambeau Field. The question is, can the Packers end their 5-game losing streak? Mike McCarthy, of course, returning to Green Bay. It will be a fun game to watch, and I'm just hoping that the Packers can sort of produce a miracle this Sunday, because we've been terrible the past 5 weeks, and we lost like more than half of our defense. Not actually, but we've lost a lot of players recently. And so we're coming into this Cowboys game on Sunday pretty depleted. Rashawn Gary out for a season. Eric Stokes also likely out for the season. Devondre Campbell will be out for this game. So we're dealing with lots of issues right now here in Green Bay. 5 straight in a row. 5 weeks ago, we thought we were, playoff bound for sure, maybe Super Bowl bound, and now we're sitting here hoping that we can get a win. So this should be an interesting game coming up Sunday, because the Cowboys have been playing very well recently. Currently 6-2. Their defense has been one of the best in the NFL. Dak Prescott, of course, has returned from his injury. Cooper Rush held the Cowboys afloat while Dak Prescott was out. And when we take a look at this Cowboys defense, third best scoring defense in the NFL. They have the most sacks in the NFL, averaging 4.1 per game, thanks a lot in part to Micah Parsons, who has the 5th most pressures in the league and 8 sacks overall. And they have the 4th best passing defense in the NFL, so a very talented secondary. The one area where the Packers could potentially take advantage, the Cowboys have the 24th ranked rush defense in the NFL, allowing 4.7 yards per carry. This year, we know that this Packers passing attack has not been what we maybe thought it would be. Aaron Rodgers and his receivers have not been able to be on the same page. There's been so many injuries at receiver. This week, Romeo Doubs, of course, out anywhere from maybe 3 to 6 weeks. Randall Cobb still on the IR. It does look like Allen Lazard, Christian Watson, and Sammy Watkins will all be healthy to play Sunday, which is a positive. But we're just going to need the Packers to be in sync this Sunday, because they just have not been in sync for a majority of the season. This past week, Aaron Rodgers definitely put the ball in harm's way a lot, but there were some big plays in there. He threw for like 290 yards, so at least we were moving the ball down the field. But we were only able to put up 9 points against the Lions, who have one of the worst defenses in the NFL. And this week, we're facing off against one of the best defenses in the NFL. So let's see if the Packers can get the rushing game going, get the running game going. The Cowboys, that's one area of weakness, so maybe we can feed Aaron Jones in this game. He looks to be healthy. He looks like he should be able to be fully back for this game. Feed A.J. Dillon as well. And let's see if we can maybe stay in this one a little while, because it just feels, at some point we're going to have to win a game, right? At some point you would hope. Like, I can't imagine this team finishing with 3 wins. I just don't see it happening, and I do like the fact that we will be at home. So maybe if the Packers fans, the energy can come straight from the beginning, the Packers can get off to a hot start, maybe we can upset the Cowboys. I can always hope. I've been hoping for week after week after week after week for a win. And honestly, I'm just getting tired of these losing videos. Like, for the past few seasons on my channel, when I started basically 2.5 years ago, it's been majority winning videos. And when there was a losing video, it was very, few and far between. But now it's like every Sunday I'm like, great, time to talk about a loss. Great, time to talk about a loss. So I'm hoping that this week we can just get things together. I have some hope, and we'll see if the Packers can do it. So now looking at the Cowboys and their offense. Dak Prescott has definitely brought some more life back to this offense. I do think he's a much better quarterback than Cooper Rush. Even though Cooper Rush was able to, hold things together for the Cowboys, I think that the Cowboys have a much higher ceiling on offense with Dak Prescott, who's a much better athlete overall. But since Dak Prescott has come back the past 2 games, if we look at the past 6 quarters, the Cowboys have put up 60 points. They put up like 49 against the Chicago Bears last week. And if we look at the Cowboys, one of their strengths is their rushing attack. If we take a look at Tony Pollard, who has typically been behind Zeke, but personally I feel like he should be the starter. He should be the lead back because of his ability. He's the best running back in the NFL when it comes to yards per carry, averaging 6.2 yards per carry. And of course, Ezekiel Elliott, still a talented back, not as good as he used to be. He looks like he will be back from injury this week. He averages 4.1 yards per carry. He's still a talented running back, very powerful, whereas Tony Pollard is a very explosive, quick, speedy, can sort of do it all kind of running back. And so it's going to be a problem. It should be an issue. Hopefully it's not, but the Packers defense, the run defense this year has not been good. We've allowed about 140 yards per game, 4.7 yards per carry. So considering we're facing a very talented backfield the Cowboys have, it may be tough. especially considering Devondre Campbell's out. Rashawn Gary, we won't have him, rushing the passer, which clearly is going to hurt this defense. Eric Stokes also out. So the defense is going to look a lot different. Kingsley Enagbare, JJ Enagbare should probably be the guy who fills Rashawn Gary's shoes. Fifth round draft pick this past year, who looked pretty good when he's been playing, and I'm excited to see what he's going to become in the future. And then Keyshawn Nixon probably move to the slot. Rasul Douglas kick outside to fill Eric Stokes' spot. We'll see if there are any other switches or different things Joe Barry decides to do against the Cowboys, because they still have some talent. They definitely lost some this past year with Amari Cooper gone to the Browns. But CeeDee Lamb's still a very talented receiver. Dak Prescott still a very accurate quarterback. So it's going to be tough for the Packers D, considering they're missing so many big pieces. But we'll see if maybe we can get something going here, because I'm really ready to see a Packers win. I want to go over the Packers injury report real quick, because I haven't covered it yet. David Bakhtiari questionable, and Elton Jenkins looked like he should be good to go. So looking at the Packers offensive line, the Cowboys defense, as I said, had the most sacks in the NFL. Micah Parsons can line up wherever and bring pressure to the quarterback. So if David Bakhtiari isn't able to go left tackle, I'm guessing it'll be Zach Tom at left tackle, who, if we take a look, when he's played at left tackle for 2 games, he's allowed 0 pressure. So he's been pretty good, but Micah Parsons is a different kind of rusher, and it's going to be tough for anyone to stop him. So we'll see if Bakhtiari is able to play. He's questionable, but it's so uncertain with his knee injury. You never know what's going to happen. Last week, he plays the first half, stays out majority of the second half, comes back with like 2 minutes left. So I don't know what's going to happen there. But the Packers, offensive line has overall been pretty solid. If you look at their sacks allowed per game, they're tied for 7th with like 4 or 5 other teams in the NFL. So they haven't been atrocious, even though they've had to flip around the offensive line so many different times, especially because of the injuries to David Bakhtiari and Elton Jenkins as well. So we'll see if the Packers can keep Aaron Rodgers, protected in this game, because the Cowboys have one of the best, if not the best, pass rush in the NFL and one of the best coverage units in the NFL as well. And so considering the Packers have had trouble passing the ball a majority of the season, it has not looked like your typical Packers passing offense. I assume the Packers will come in and try to run the ball a ton. We saw it work against the Buffalo Bills. We ran for around 200 yards. But in that game, because the Bills are such a potent offense, their ability to score, we were just running the clock out as we were losing. So even though we ran the ball well, it didn't work out because the Bills had put up so many points. So we'll see if the Packers are able to keep it close. If they are, maybe they'll be able to rely on the run longer. So hopefully this defense can keep it together enough to allow this offense to rely on the run and see if we can get something going to potentially pull off a win here with Mike McCarthy returning to Green Bay. And, I like Mike McCarthy. I love Mike McCarthy. When you bring a Super Bowl to Green Bay, I have a special place in my heart for you. So it will be fun to see him back here in Green Bay, and I hope everyone gives him a nice round of applause. But I hope we come in here and beat him. I hope we beat the Cowboys. I'm just looking for it. I just want to win. Just one more win this week. And then, hey, if we can win this game, I always have some hope left in me. If we can win this game, the Titans are, I think, Thursday Night Football. Maybe we can beat the Titans. If we're 5-6 facing the Eagles are really good. But if we beat the Eagles, that's 3 straight, 6-6. Hope is alive at that point. So it all starts with this game. But it has felt like for the past 5 weeks, every game's like, if we can win this one, it turns around right now. And every week it's just been like, yep, it's not turning around. But maybe I feel like everyone is sort of gotten to the point where we've just expected nothing, and maybe this is the moment where we're actually going to get a win and people will be like, wait, what? The Packers still sort of have something there? I hope that's what happens this Sunday, but we will see. Luckily, it is in Lambeau Field, which I always feel, no matter how good we are, it's somewhat of an advantage. So hopefully the fans are loud, Lambeau's loud, and it leads to some more energy, and we can just shock people this Sunday. I hope it happens. I hope the Packers can pull off a win. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, what you think the score of this game will be. If I had a prediction for this game, I think it could be close, honestly. At Lambeau Field, I haven't thought about the score prediction, but let me go Packers 24, Cowboys 18. That's going to be my score prediction. The thing is, as a Packers fan, I just can't predict against the Packers because there's just no reason for me to predict against the Packers, because if I choose the Packers to lose, there's a part of me that's like, if they did lose, you're like, oh, well, I was right. Like, I feel good. But I just can't ever have that happen. So I will always predict the Packers win regardless. So don't take, if you're someone who likes to bet on sports, don't take my prediction because I'll pick the Packers regardless for the rest of my life. So just good to know that. But I wanted to give you a preview. I think we'll win. I will always root for Packers win, regardless of what it looks like. So hopefully we turn it around here. But thank you so much for watching, as always. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, Luke_Beller. But I'll see you guys next time.